Hey guys, Keegan here, 3G's Garage. Heading up for R&D weekend. Just me and the old man this time. I'll show you what we're bringing. Got the 90 XLV, the old man sled, 77 exciter, 80 SS, the old stacker enticer. That's a 78. So doing a little bit of testing on some of these guys, a couple new parts on each of them. Just going to shake them down a little bit. We're unsure what the conditions are going to be like on the lake, but we're hoping it's rideable. Hopefully there's no slush, or we're just hoping we got enough good snow to ride on. So we'll be departing here shortly, and we'll pick up the camera and do some riding when we get up there.
Alright, so we're heading up north. Keegan kind of said some of that in his intro. We got 4 sleds on the trailer, and this is the time of year when we do our test and tune, or our R&D weekend or whatever. So about an hour and 40-minute drive from our home to where we go up north.
BVRL headquarters.
BVRL North headquarters. So what we got back there on the sled, or on the trailer, is we've got, it's a 1990. All of our sleds are Yamahas. 1990 XL5, XLV, whatever you want to call it. That's a sled that I built last year. Since I had to have back surgery and stuff, I didn't really get to shake that down good. Literally, the sled only got ridden for maybe a half hour last year. But that one has SRV, SR5 engine. The reason we go with the, like me and Griffin go with the XL5 chassis, is because it's a 2-up rear end, rear suspension. It takes a 121-inch track, so that's easy to find. It's just got a beefier suspension, like for, you know, if we do some of the vintage snowcross races or whatever, try to save your back just a little bit. The first year I did it, the first year Keegan and I did them, we rode on the stock SS440 rear suspension, which gives you like 3 inches of travel, maybe.
If it's brand new, you get 3 inches.
Yeah, and I mean, everything's 40 years old, so like the springs are clapped out, and like when you sit on it, it's practically bottomed out. So with the 2-ups, it's a little nicer. Keegan's got a same size and whatnot a chassis in his 80 SS, but we used an SR5 rear suspension, which is a single rider sled, and that's got coilover shocks. So it's got two coilover shocks on it, whereas like the XL5 rear suspension is torsion arms. His is a little softer. It sits a little bit lower to the ground than ours, but I'm older, so I'll take that extra suspension. On the worst side of it is, like, he's sitting a little closer to the ground, so when it comes to cornering, he's going to be better off than I will, because you got the same ski width. So
and new for this year on both of these sleds. So we've been fighting traction for numerous years on all of our 540 sleds, and last year Griffin got a 3/4 inch track, and this year me and Dad picked up 1-inch lug tracks for our sleds. So that's the main thing I'm testing on my 540, and then he also put one on his, and then you have a Comet 108.
Yeah, so I put a On my other 540 that I use for lake cross or whatever, I've got a Comet 108 EXP on it, and that's an overdrive clutch. So like when you have more room to be on the throttle or whatever, you can really tell that that sled pulls a lot harder on the top end, and it's got like way more mile per hour than the sleds that we have with the Comet 102s on them. So I built one of those for my XL5 snowcross sled that I've got with me. Yeah, and like what Keegan was saying with the tracks, a stock Yamaha track for pretty much any of the sleds that we run, the stock tracks are they're a 1/2 inch lug, and they're all 40 years old, so depending on the miles, like they're even less than that. I'd love to have a 1 inch track on all the sleds, but unfortunately, like the exciters and the enticers, they run a weird size track or weird length track that you can't get. So like when he upgraded his rear suspension, and me using the XL5, we can run a 121 track, which is you know, the same as they run like the newer model Polaris Indies and stuff, and those are a dime a dozen. So so we'll be shaking down the clutch and see how the tracks do on those two sleds. I've got my old one of my favorite sleds is the my little enticer with a side stack pipe exhaust on it back there. I had some electrical no spark issues with that one. I'm gonna try to work the bugs out and see if that proves to be reliable. I couldn't figure out what the deal was, and it only happened once. So I'm hoping that that was just a fluke or something happened. Probably not, but we'll see. And then Keegan's got his 77 exciter, which is, I rebuilt the engine in that sled I think a couple years ago, and that thing's been rock solid since. He bought some new carbides for the front, and we put an AIM pipe on it, and we put a slide carb, which is supposed to have originally, but we always had a butterfly carb on it, so we put a slide carb back on it, and we're going to try to test and tune on that and just see where we're at on things. You know, if we run out of time, or if we don't have success with the slide carb, which everybody says are easier to tune, I've never had any issues with tuning the butterfly carbs, so that's kind of like what I know. Everybody has problems with bogging with the factory butterfly carbs, but like I swear if you get them clean and whatever, like they're as responsive as anything I've ever ridden. So, you know, I don't know, a lot of people have issues with them, but so that's kind of the goal here. Luckily it's like 36 degrees out today, and it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow, so you know, we're not gonna be fighting any cold, which is nice. We're just hoping that there's not too much slush on the lake and that there's enough ice out there, but we'll keep you guys posted on that. When we get up there, we'll drill a couple holes in the ice and we'll take a measurement and just make sure things are safe before we get out there. So yeah, it's pretty much the goal for the weekend. So,
see you later.
Hey guys, well, we made her up north, up the lake. Time to got all the snow cleared, the snow blower, time to shake them down a little bit. Brought the 4 sleds like we were talking about before. Oh, this is probably close to my face, but so yeah, got Keegan's SS. We'll get some footage of that riding. The exciter here did not seem happy when we took it off the trailer, so I have my doubts that that's gonna be right. And we've got my XL5 and my little enticer, the stack on the side, and this is our playground. I believe the lake is said to be 22 acres, I think. So we drilled a couple holes out there, and it looks like around 6-7 inches of ice. So it should be just enough for us to be out there. As long as we keep moving, don't park next to each other, whatnot, we'll be fine. disappointing. Keegan pulling on me hardcore. So, get this little ET fired up. have some fun on it. Guys, so we got out here, we did a little test and tune, we did some riding on the lake, and we happened to notice some holes out here, so we're walking down here to check this out. I mean, we did drill holes and we had plenty of ice, but I don't know, if somebody knows what the deal with this is, you know, drop it in the comments or something, because I'm not that familiar with this kind of stuff, and I don't know if we should be out here after all. We'll take a look at what we saw when we were on the sled, but there's at least three good sized holes in the ice out here, and it kind of makes me nervous to even be walking out here. But I mean, we rode all over the place. You can see all our tracks.
Usually when we come up here around this time, we get a good 6 or 7 inches of ice. And you'll get the occasional wet spot, but I've never seen anything where it's just a hole. It drops down to about maybe 2 inches at the most. Yeah, it kind of tapers.
Kind of freaky.
Here's the one.
Yeah. And it's not like just a tiny little spot. It's a good sized spot.
Let the old man fall in.
Can't really see what the hell is going on here. I mean, right into the water. I feel like an idiot standing out here even. Like it's...
You can see your fingers under the... Yeah, I mean, that's no more than...
I don't understand what... You know, we drilled holes over here and we had 4 or 6 inches. I don't know. There's just like little pockets or something, or...
So there's spots like this just kind of peppered all the way around our lake here. And I don't really know what to make of it.
These are the ones that these are the ones we know of. Like, we didn't ride over all these spots. We just punched some holes in the ice as we went over them. I didn't feel it, but Keegan saw it, so... There's another one here. Again, you can feel it. It gets thicker, but I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that, so we might call it on this deal. Maybe let the ice get a little thicker or something. I mean, there's a good six inches of powdery snow on top of the ice, keeping it insulated. But it's been cold here for 2 weeks, so. You know, today was the first day in 2 weeks that it got above freezing.
So if we decide to call it on the old R&D, it'll be the first time in BVRL history that we weren't safe to ride the ice around Christmas time.
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
Yeah, there's another hole right there.
You can see the wet spot on the camera, but
We may go out and do a little trail riding yet, but
get our 2-stroke riding fix in.
yeah.
But
Otherwise, yeah.
I don't think she's safe.
Yeah, she may not be safe. It'll be a game time decision moving forward here for tomorrow. It's getting dark. We're gonna get some dinner, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow.
See you later.